All right, we are back live again at KubeCon here in the Rancher booth in sunny San Diego. I'm here with Gou from Portworx. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me here.
How's your conference going?
This conference is going really good. I mean, the level of excitement compared to, year after year. Last year in Seattle, right? 8,000 people, I think. It's been a little overwhelming, but it's going really good.
Oh, it's loud in here. The only thing louder is the jets.
Yeah, that's San Diego, right? They run the jets all 24/7.
Oh, absolutely. So, what's new and exciting here at KubeCon that you've seen, or a session you're hoping to see?
This year at this KubeCon, the emphasis around multi-cloud, multi-cluster management, I mean, it's been there, but the interest from customers wanting to hear about multi-cluster and multi-cloud, that's been, I would say it's easily double the interest from last year's KubeCon. So that's kind of interesting to see that as a trend. So that's been kind of an interesting thing for me. And then also the focus on data management. The number of companies out here announcing backup and DR for Kubernetes. So that's also been interesting.
Awesome, great. So how's Portworx doing? What's new with Portworx?
Portworx is doing good. Rancher has been a big partner of ours, and we have a number of joint deployments out there. What we're announcing at this KubeCon are actually two things. One is something called PX Autopilot, which is an automated, it's a module that provides a level of storage automation that you wouldn't normally get in a Kubernetes cluster. So think of it as this, right? Normally you're used to deploying your applications, and that's fine, but when it comes to stateful applications, there's day 2 and day 3 issues associated with it, right? So for example, somebody is running a database in their Rancher cluster, 2 in the morning, the database is running out of capacity. What do, right? So Autopilot kicks in, right? It's an operator that kicks in, and it's watching all of the stateful applications, and it can react on behalf of the end application that somebody's deployed. So a storage admin doesn't have to get involved. Autopilot will automatically kick in this case and increase the capacity. And so it provides this level of automation that I think the cloud native ecosystem is looking for. The second thing that we're announcing is the ability to do backup. So our Rancher customers will be able to back up their entire Rancher cluster. I think you know this, when people are running Rancher, they're running fleets of Rancher clusters, so doing multi-cluster management is where Rancher sort of excels, I think, compared to a lot of the other passes out there. And so to bring the multi-cluster backup and DR to Rancher, that's been a big ask from our customer base. And so PX Backup addresses that, the ability to do application granular backup and restore, all driven directly by the Rancher end user. Most importantly, I think the user experience for this backup and restore is driven by Rancher.
Awesome. So we're partners. We work with a lot of enterprise customers. What are you seeing out there in the wild as far as customers taking on stateful apps where, we had the conversation like 3 years ago, we'd warn people, hey, you're getting into a big pile of mud when you get into state. How is that changing now in the enterprise?
We had a customer that gave a talk yesterday at KubeCon. This is from Ford Motor Company, and I didn't know he was going to say this, but it was pretty profound when he said it. He said it's actually easier now to run stateful applications on Kubernetes than any other platform, including And so after he said that, I kind of asked him, like, that was great that you said that, but help explain to me why that's the case. And the grammar associated with Kubernetes, right, all the way from the descriptive way in which you can deploy your application, and you can specify in your application spec the type of storage that you want, the IOPS that you want, the backup schedule that you want, and you're doing all of that with the Kubernetes grammar. That is very profound, right? And it's different from, contrasted with this, where if I have to deploy an application using, just let's say virtual machines, there's a storage admin that has to get involved, provision storage to a machine beforehand. I have to do my capacity planning up front, but I don't even know how much capacity I'm going to consume, right? So I have to provide that storage, then deploy my application, and it's just a whole process. And fast forward to now, 2019, with obviously the ease of Kubernetes management that Rancher brings in, and hopefully the ease of storage management that Portworx brings in. Now I understand the statement that it's easier to run stateful applications in Kubernetes, not compared to 3 years ago, but in general, compared to any other platform.
Absolutely. I remember back in the days working in the enterprise, where you'd have to go to the admins and say, okay, I need these many VMs with this much memory and CPU and this much storage, and I hadn't even built the software yet.
Yeah.
All I had was specs, so it's a totally changed game even for the software developer.
This notion of let's build with the platform, reacting to how you're building and deploying, and keeping up with how your application is evolving, and its needs are evolving, that's an awesome concept. And ultimately what that boils down to is, this provides the business the agility that it needs to focus on what they consider most important to them, which is not managing the infrastructure.
No, not at all.
Focusing on their applications and getting product out there faster.
Absolutely. So Gou, thank you for joining us. I
Thanks
really appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
So, live from KubeCon in the Rancher booth. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.